Alright, stay tuned. We're going to do a test on the new update for the Equinox in the iron bias F2 settings. Stay tuned. Here we go. Alright, I'm going to show you a little bit of what I got set up here. First thing I needed to do was to get away from any metals so it didn't have any background static in it. And what I did, I set this up outside. No metal in these sawhorses, no metal in this wood, no metal in this box. My first target is going to be a Cronut Bottle Cap. But you got to be careful. If you do it on the ground, you can kind of get some targets in the ground sometime and I'll get some bad readings. So I got it up and in. I've tested it. I got no readings at all until I put something in there. So we're doing good there. And as y'all all know, this will be an air test. And an air test is just generic. It gives you an idea of what's going on. It doesn't give you specifics because anytime you go do a ground test, there's hundreds of different types of grounds. You got just standard the ground that you got the black dirt in. You got mineralized ground. If any of those are hunted in Culpeper, Virginia and all, your detectors go crazy up there. And it takes a special one to get in there. If you go to the beach and hunt in black sand and salt water on the beach, totally different environment. So even if you do a ground test on a certain area, it doesn't mean anything because when you go to another spot, it's totally different. So even a ground test is irrelevant, in my opinion anyway, because there's so many different things you can test. There's so many variables in there. So anyway, this will be an air test and it'll give us a general idea of what's going on with this new F2 setting. Stay tuned, here we go. Right, for the first test, this is basically a beach test. I'm gonna be testing stuff that you basically on the beach. I may do one for field later, but right now this is gonna be a beach test. And what I got here, I got the detectors here and I got cameras on both detectors here so you can actually see what goes on. And I got one set on, I'm gonna have one set on F20 and one set on F29. Now for those of you that have never seen the new program, I'm gonna run through it with you real quick here so you know how to set it up yourself. All right, when you cut it, I'm in Beach 2 mode right now. Now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna click this right here and go through all the different settings here. And what you wanna do is go to recovery speed, which is that last setting right there. And when you push it down, well, I already had it on F2. What happens when you hold it down like that, it goes into the advanced mode, and you see a little line come up underneath here right there. And right now it's on F2. Now you can toggle between the old FE and F2. The F2 is a new system they just put on here. And you can only use one of them. So remember, whatever one you set it on is the one that's working, the other one is irrelevant. So we're going to use F2, and what we'll do is go down. This one will be set on 0. So I got that set, and just click this to go back to normal. Now this is F20, and we will have the iron on for these tests. And I'm going to go over here right now and set the oven up for F29. And then we'll do a test using both of these, F20 and the F29, and see what differences we get. All right, I'm going to set that one up, and we'll get started right now. All right, we're starting out with a Cronut Bottle Cap. And this is a F2 equals 0, as you can see on the screen there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9, 10, 11, 12. I'm getting about a 14 to 16, let's say a 15 average. 15 average from up till 12 inches away, right there. All right, this is the same Cronut Bottle Cap at a F29. Okay, before you remember it was reading a 15 right there. Now it's reading a -6, -3. Now I'm at the 9 inches. All right, at about 10 inches here, it went back to a 15. 10 to 12, it was 15. Below 10, it was -2, 3. Now that's interesting. It did cancel out at the low numbers, but it did not at the high depth number. Our next target is a rusted bottle cap at F20. The rust one's reading about 13. A little bit lower than the other one, 12, 13. So read a little bit low because it's rusted, I guess. Out to about 11 inches. Alright, now we have the F29 bottle cap. -5, -4, and 9 inches. This is 0. Okay, now at 10 inches is at 12. At 12 inches it's at 10. 12, 10, positive number. There's a 15. It's staying on 15 pretty good right now. I'm probably going to say 15 between 10 and 12 on an average. Alright, our next test is a Clad Penny. That's normally what we would get. It's a F2 equals 0 right now. That's pretty much what we would get before. It's down to about, I say 20 at 11 inches on the F2 range. Be curious to see if it changes at all when we use the other one. Alright, this is the Clad Penny using the F29 20, about the same as it was before on the other one. About 11 inches, and whoa, wait, what's it doing here? 20 at 10 and 20 at 11. Okay, about the same. Alright, this is a modern nickel with the F2 at 0. That's normally we would get like a 13 on a nickel. That's 8 inches, 9 inches. Still averaging about 13. About 11 inches at 13. Or 11 inches at 13. Let's check. This is using the new F2 at 9. 13, about the same as what it normally is. At about 11. Average of 13. And we're going out to about 11 inches. Average of 13, 11 inches. Alright, our next test is a Clad Corner. F2 at 0. 29, 30 is pretty much where it used to be. 29 down to about 11 inches. About the same. 29 at 29, 30 at 11 inches. This is F2 equal 9. 29, 30 is pretty much the same reading. 11 inches. 29, 30 to 11 inches. Alright, about the same. Alright, here we have some steel rim glasses. This is a F2 at 0. We're getting a solid 9, 10. At 9 inches. See, that steel gives you a, even though it's steel, it gives you a circle on the glasses gives you a halo effect. It could give you a good number anyway. We'll have to see how it does with the other one. But these are actually going out to about 15 inches. Those glasses are reading 15 inches. 10 at 15 inches. Almost 16. That's going deep there, about 15 inches. Alright, this is with the F29 setting, and we'll go over steel rim glasses. It's going to be interesting. Alright, right up on it, it's giving me a negative number on them. I saw 1 come up there, but I'm about 10 inches, and it's still giving me just a 1. Now it's giving me a 0, 1. Now when I get out to about 15 inches, it is giving me a positive number, like a 10. But at 10 inches, a 1. And at 15 inches, it's giving me a 10. So if you had some really, really deep glasses, they might give you, steel glasses would give you a positive number right there. So at 15, a 10. At 10, a 1. Interesting. I guess we won't be digging any more glasses if we crank it up to 9. Our next test is a sterling silver chain. Let's check it out. 16, 17. This is F20. We're down to 8 inches. 10 inches, I'm starting to lose it. Say average of 16. And I lose it at about 11 inches. 10 inches, I lose about 10 inches. 16 and lose it 10 inches. Alright, we got the F29 setting for the sterling silver chain. Here we go. 16, 17, 8 inches, 9 inches, 10 inches. Seems like it wants to go to 11 inches. I'm going to call that 11 inches for some reason. I'm not sure why I would go extra inch, but anyway. 11 inches at 16. Alright, we're now going to test a gold cross with a it's 14 karat. Wow, it's only reading 4.5. That's why you dig everything in the beach. That's a 14 karat gold cross, reading a 4.5. And I'm only getting it up to about 5 inches. 6. 4 at 6 inches. Can you believe that? That's all. That gold cross. 4 at 6 inches. Alright, we got that same gold 14 karat cross with the F2 equal 9. Okay, we still got that same 4 and about 6 inches, about the same. Actually, it's going to 7. I'm gonna get an extra. It's actually 7 inches on with the F9. We want an extra inch each, 7 inches. How about that? 4 at 7 inches. All right, this is a gold ring. Kind of somewhat small, not huge, but it's kind of a medium gold ring, maybe 14 at 6, 7, 8. 10 inches is still reading 14 at 10. 14 at 12 inches, that's pretty good. 14 at 12 inches on the gold ring. Sweet, I like it. Alright, now with the F29, I really got to question whether it's going to go deeper. Still a 14. 9 inches. 10 inches. 11. 12. It's actually reading at 13. The number dropped off just a tad, but right at 13, it is giving me a little tiny bit more depth on the F9 setting. I'm throwing this test in because I have seen beaches with a lot of metal on them. And there is some good targets in the middle of the metal. So what I got here is a silver dime in the middle of 3 steel screws. Let's see what it does. This is a F20. The iron is trying to overpower that middle sterling, that middle silver coin, but if you can slow it down real slow and just go get that core to go, you get a good solid number in there. But you get the iron trying to override it when you go too fast. You still see it. It kind of comes and goes. Now the question is, what will the F9 do? Will it change it? All right, let's give that a try right now. Okay, here we are with the F2 equal 9 setting. I definitely hear more iron in it right now. Because of the F9, the higher you go, the more it wants to say iron versus a ferrous target. So, but when I slow it down, I can still get just a little bit in there. But if you're looking in an area that's got a lot of iron on it, you're better off. If you're looking for targets in the iron, you're better off at 0 than you are at 9 for sure. But on an open beach, when you just kind of scan around trying to eliminate those bottle caps and just a target here and there, you're better off at a higher number, it seems like. You see, you can still get it, but it's not as easy to get it when you got on F2 equal 9 than it is when it was 0. I think we need to go inside and analyze our data a little bit. We're just doing a little short test here with some of the beach objects. I'll try to do another video in the future with maybe some stuff you would find out in the fields and all. But this was mainly a beach test, doing some stuff you'd find on the beach to see what differences it makes. Got a couple other things I'll talk to you about too when I get inside. So stay tuned. We'll go in and analyze everything and talk about it. All right, that was a good, quick little test of the new settings of the F2 iron bias in the new Equinox update. Now, before we get into talking about the results here, I want to tell you one thing. If you want to learn a little bit more, download the manual for the Equinox 800. They have updated to include how to adjust it, what it does, and all some information. I'm going to show it to you in just a second here. But I'm going to put a link down in my description video to show you how to get to it. Now, let's check it out real quick. Here it is right here. It's actually page 52 of the manual. So if you look down here, it tells you adjusting iron bias, and it tells you the F2 and how to do it and all. I just want to read a couple things real quick. All ferrous targets produce a combination of ferrous and non-ferrous responses. Large ferrous targets can present an even stronger non-ferrous response. Now, you know, if you get this big old hole or something, sometimes you hear a really good signal, and that's why it's giving you, those large ferrous targets will give you a good non-ferrous target sometime. So, and then they come down here, I'm skipping over a little bit. The iron bias F2 setting provides tone and target ID response adjustment for a wider range of fierce targets, including some types of crown cap bottle tops that iron bias FE is less effective for. So that is one of the reasons why they came out with this, was the bottle caps. Well, it was still giving you a good response, and we learned a little bit about that in our test out there. But it's still got a couple issues, but we'll talk about it in a second. But anyway, I want to kind of give you that info real quick so you know where to go and get some more research on it. And like I say, I'll have a link down in the descriptions. Let's talk about the results that we got today. All right, we saw a definite change with the bottle caps when we went from F20 to F29. You saw it in the video there that it completely eliminated them up to 10 inches, it seemed like, but between about 10 and 12 inches, the number came back, 15 again. But up to that point, it was a negative, then a 15. So either when you get it now, you're going to have a real deep bottle cap, or won't get the bottle cap at all. Sounds like that. That's what I kind of took out of it. Little strange, but anyway, and a lot of different bottle caps have a lot of different responses. I've noticed, you know, depending on what they're rusted, in which I did try the rusted one. That particular one didn't have as much response as the ones I have seen. And some of them, I think, are solid aluminum. Some of them are steel. I mean, you got all kind of bottle caps out there. So you'll get some different ones. If they don't match what I got, it might be made out of something different. So the same thing happened on the rusted bottle cap. You know, it had a little range here, just a small range, like 10 to 12 inches depth, where it had a positive result. And in sand, that might change. You know, it might not be 10 inches. It might be 7 or 8 because you got a little bit more you're going through there. So it might change once you get into the sand mixture or ground or whatever you're hunting in. Another thing we had, well, we didn't have a lot of change on some of the other items, some of the just the straight fierce items, the Clad Corners and the nickels and the dimes. I mean, with the penny. We didn't have much change on that, so that was good because I wasn't sure how it was going to affect us. I thought, well, it could, if we put it all the way to 9, it might start saying a penny's iron or something. I didn't know. You didn't know because I hadn't tested it. But that was a good thing. I'm glad to see that it did not change on some of the other main targets we get at the beach. The gold ring, no real change. It seemed to work fine. The cross, it seemed to work fine. It's a low number. Gold can be a wide range of numbers. The gold, I think, was a 14 karat gold, but it was small. So you got to be careful. When I'm at the beach, I usually set my tone on one or two-tone iron and hit, because it can be any number. I've seen rings of 1. So you got to be careful about on the beach not digging certain numbers on the beach. Dig it all. The other thing was glasses. You know, you got that round ring on the glasses and gives you a good response. And we saw that happen there, and it definitely eliminated the glasses. Where normally I would get that 15 or whatever. What was it on the glasses? I think it was I think the VI was 15 on the glasses. But anyway, and I got it good, you know, before, but now it actually eliminated the glasses. I don't really care about digging glasses anyway, normally, although the Ray-Bans might be nice and all. But anyway, that's one thing you can probably not dig anymore is glasses. Sometimes I'm going to dig 3 or 4 pair of them, but some of them are good too, so we'll have to think about that. But anyway, we might have to do a test, some more tests of different items you find in the field. The only other thing we had, I did do that one with the 3 screws and a silver diamond mill. And it seemed like you could still get a better hit on it when you had it down to 0. And which they tell you that anyway. When you're in a fierce, rich, I mean, you're in a field that's got some good targets in it, and you got non-fierce all around it. You got to cut it all back 0 because you want to hear that. You don't want to say, let me see if it's iron. Let's make it iron. You don't want that. You want to hear those fierce targets in it. But at the beach, we don't want to, you know, most time you just got a tent peg or something there and everything's separated, so it's no big deal at the beach. So the beach is good. So I think in end result, I'm going to probably go ahead and set my F2 at a high number and for the beach setting. Now, different when I'm in the woods or in the field hunting, it's going to be different. Because a lot of times there is a lot of iron here. I'll probably have it at 0 in the field and 9 on the beach. Right now, that's what I'm going to test anyway. And we'll be putting some, well, I'll be testing it in the different areas and telling you what I got in figures. So stay tuned in my future videos. I'll have the new program and I'll be testing it out there in the field. So anyway, I appreciate everybody coming along. Don't forget to click like, comment below, share, subscribe to the Gigmaster. All right, thanks for coming along.